It's Labor Day 2025, and the workforce is drastically different than it was in January. These are your daily tags. Since January, 1.2 million people have left the labor force in the United States. It is a number that includes both legal residents and illegal immigrants. Per Pew Research, immigrants make up 20% of the workforce in the United States, with 45% of them being in fields such as farming, fishing, and forestry. About 30% of all construction workers are immigrants, and 24% are service workers. While it's unclear whether the amount of workers that have left are voluntary or by force, there is a significant decline in the number of people who are doing the work within this nation. Now, we know in large part this is due to programs instituted by the Trump administration. Stephen Miller wants to deport over 1 million people in 2025. And while the president has said that he wants to focus on dangerous criminals to deport with ICE, many of the people who are detained by ICE have no criminal convictions. Now, as a feather in the cap to the presidency, the number of illegal crossings into the United States has plummeted. But on a year-over-year basis, immigrants normally contribute 50% towards job growth in the United States. Pia Arrhenius, a labor economist at the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, told the AP, quote, "The influx across the border, from what we can tell, is essentially stopped. And that's where we're getting millions and millions of migrants over the last 4 years. That has had a huge impact on the ability to create jobs." And yes, the common rhetoric is that immigrants take naturalized American jobs, which is a bit of a fallacy, because many of the jobs that immigrants are taking are jobs that many Americans don't wish themselves to be doing. Many of those jobs often carry long hours and low pay. But without people to do them, there are very real-world consequences that affect all of us. If crops are not able to be harvested, yields will go down and prices will go up. If new buildings and homes will not be able to be built in a timely manner, rent costs will continue to go up as the supply continues to be limited. What about our elderly, who rely on home health care aides, 43% of which are immigrants? And those are just 3 examples of a long, long list of how immigrants impact our lives here in the United States. We can have an honest conversation about the fact that, yes, illegal immigration is something that needs to be curtailed. But by that same measure, do we need to afford people pathways in order to gain citizenship and be able to come in to work? Because to say that immigrants are taking jobs from Americans is, yes, a fallacy at the end of the day. The affordability of food, home services, our homes themselves, it's all built on the back of an immigrant population. And so, on this Labor Day, it is our task to think about how we can finally integrate immigrants into our labor force in a sustainable, ongoing fashion.